The folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season, Week 17, is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And some room to work. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 39 yards there, a big one. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. But that was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
First down, Steelers.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
On 2nd down now, it's Connor, and he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 38. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
A good carry and a 1st down by James Conner, and this Pittsburgh team is really hoping he's back in form because last year the entire Pittsburgh offense suffered without Ben Roethlisberger quarterback. James Conner only 715 combined yards, but in 2018,
and this will be caught by his big tight end, Ebron, for a Steeler touchdown.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Eric Ebron, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers.
Makes the score Steelers 7, Browns 0. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the magnitude of this game, everybody knows it. The fans, obviously the players and coaches, there's just with them a palpable buzz right now. They know they control their own destiny.
Win and you're in. And I think every player wants that. I think every coach wants that. I haven't been an organization yet that wants to be in a game where they have to rely on other teams to get them to their goals. In this situation, it's very cut and dry. Win and you're in the playoffs. That's their mission. That's their challenge. And you know they've chosen to accept it.
And what they told us is this has been the most focused week of practice we've had all year. You wouldn't expect any different.
Yeah, and you know, at the beginning of the season, you have multiple goals. They just have one now. Win the game.
7 yards there and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
The tackle made
a quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A give. This is Chubb. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Steelers 7, Browns nothing.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Ball carrier.
I haven't met a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. The playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. Trying to power it ahead with 1. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. This is caught. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Washington hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through.
Steelers 14, Browns nothing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now Donovan Peoples-Jones. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Browns take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Bridgewater to throw it this time. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Devin Bush able to get him for a loss of about 3.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now.
Here we go.
On third down, Bridgewater. And he'll take a shot and got his man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. One heck of a third down conversion, 33 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Bridgewater. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense, false start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Roethlisberger. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
He's brought down at the 20.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
2nd and 7 from the 20. Now Roethlisberger. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. 3 first-half touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction. Peoples-Jones returning.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. They go play action. Bridgewater. He's going to look deep now for Landry. Oh, and Bridgewater intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a great return as he takes this up just shy of the 45. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. On 4th down, on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Their own 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in.
John Davis.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Deontay Johnson on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Third quarter starts with a run from Connor. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24.
Andrew Sendejo on the tackle.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
But it's brought in by Washington. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 24 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
A gain of
most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the handoff, Connor, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll hand it off now to Samuels. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
He's brought down.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
And it's 3rd down.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 12-yard line.
To Eric Ebron.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
They'll run on 1st down. Connor, and he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
Connor, the ball carrier.
Andrew Sendejo in on the stop.
The 11-yard line.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Boswell's kick is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Peoples-Jones on the return. The Browns take over 1st and 10. at their own.
The Browns drive about to get started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
More yards.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line. In pregame, get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's first and 10. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They run it again with Chubb. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 29.
Edmonds on the tackle. Brings up third down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Check 26, check 26.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a Cleveland first down and 11-yard pickup. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Brings up second.
Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point.
Goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll run with Chubb. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart about it as well, because one mistake can turn into 6 points.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1.
A 2-yard pickup.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll give it to Chubb, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Browns get a score closer. From the gun, Bridgewater. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro safety, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, it's Connor. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Connor, the ball carrier.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What do they...
There he goes, left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And he'll bang that one through.
Makes the score Steelers 31, Browns 6.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Peoples-Jones returning. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Going deep for Moncrief. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
1st and 10.
Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 at the 36-yard line.
Jack 16. You got tight.
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And it's 3rd down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
And he'll get in, and they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. How good has he been throwing the football, though? And despite that incompletion, that's just the 3rd time he's been off target this entire game.
And, Brandon, I've been on the other side of this equation, trying to defend a guy who's been this hot, and it chips away at your confidence. And when you're not confident when you're trying to defend, it makes you slower to the football, and it leads to more completions for them.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. He's at the 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, 79 yards. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Peoples-Jones returning. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
For 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?"
And now here is another interception. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
1st down, Pittsburgh.
Right back to Connor here on 1st. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Rhodes brought him down.
Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. 1st down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, And you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah,
Most
they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. And a division game is usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for Pittsburgh, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Browns, this might wind up being a tough pill to swallow as they're going to finish the season at 9-7. And they'll get their shot at playoff football as they'll be on the road next week as a wild card. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.